This week, I'm going to lead you through a slow flow practice focusing on shoulder mobility. It really is a full body practice, but in each pose and movement, there's an element that focuses on moving the shoulders and releasing tension around them. Let's get started. You don't necessarily need any props for this week's practice, but if you have some blocks or cushions that you can use under your pelvis as we start in a seated pose, then that might be a nice prop to have. Other than that, you can go through the practice without any props. And as mentioned, we're going to start in a seat. So find any easy seated pose. It could be cross-legged, or you might sit on your knees, on your shins like this. So I have a block under the pelvis, and you can also use a block or a cushion under the pelvis. So take a moment to find that easy seat. And then we're going to bring arms down next to the sides. And our first movement is going to focus on that shoulder rotation. That is going to play quite a big part in our practice today. So soften the tops of the shoulders and just take a couple of breaths first, in and out. Focusing on breathing further down towards the ribs, towards the belly, so that as you breathe in and out, you're not lifting and lowering your shoulders. So keeping shoulders soft, the tops of the shoulders. Then with your next inhalation, start to externally rotate your shoulders. So as if you're opening your chest, you let your shoulders rotate open. And as you exhale, rotate your shoulders inwards. So you might even feel your chest closing. Same again. As you inhale, open your shoulders, rotating them out, opening the chest maybe just a bit more. And exhale, rotate the shoulders inwards, maybe closing the chest. You might even let your neck move. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhalation, rotate your shoulders externally open. You might feel your palms turning out. And then as you inhale, rotate the shoulders inwards. And you might feel that rotation down in the hands as well. Let's do one more round like this. Inhaling, rotating the shoulders externally open. And then exhale, internally rotate the shoulders. You might feel the chest kind of closing in. Now with your next in-breath, again, rotate the shoulders open. This time, let the arms flow all the way up overhead. And then exhale, bring arms down. At the same time, rotating the shoulders inwards, closing the chest. Same again. Inhale, externally rotate the shoulders, open the chest, arms floating up. Exhale, arms come down. Internally rotate the shoulders, closing the chest. You might look down. 2 more times. Inhalation, the opening. External rotation, arms floating up. Exhaling, arms come down. Internal rotation, closing the chest. You can bring chin down. 1 more time. Inhaling up. You might even look up. And exhale, arms come down, rotating the shoulders inwards, closing the chest. And then come back to neutral. Take a breath in and out. From here, lean onto your right hand. And as you inhale, reach or lift your left arm up. And exhale, slide that left arm overhead towards the right side, opening the right armpit. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, bring left hand down on the mat. And then inhale, lift the right arm up. Exhale, lean or gently lengthen that right arm overhead towards the left side. And try to keep that rotation in your shoulders here as well. Inhaling up. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, left arm up. Externally rotating the shoulders. And exhaling into that side bend. keeping tops of the shoulders soft. Inhaling up, exhaling, left hand down, inhaling, right arm up, exhaling to that side bend. You can bend the left arm here. One more time to both sides. Inhaling up, exhaling, right hand down, inhaling, left arm up, and exhaling to side bend, keeping tops of the shoulders soft away from the ears. Inhaling one more time up, and exhaling, left hand down, inhaling, right arm up, exhaling to side bend. And then as you inhale, just bring yourself up to center, and exhale, release both arms. And you can roll the shoulders, and then bring yourself onto all fours. Now, if you had a block there, you can move that block aside and find yourself on hands and knees. Knees roughly under your hips, hands roughly under your shoulders. We'll go into some thread the needle movements, and then we'll stay in thread the needle for a bit longer time. First side, leave your left hand down. Inhale, reach right arm up, twisting to the right. As you exhale, slide that right arm under the left arm, bringing the right shoulder, head down, opening the chest to the left. So now you're twisting to the left. Same again. As you inhale, reach right arm up, opening the chest to the right. You might even look up to the ceiling. And exhale, sliding, threading that right arm under the left arm, leaning the right shoulder and head down, maybe looking up towards the ceiling here as well. 2 more times. Inhale, reaching the right arm up, and you might look for that external rotation in your right shoulder. Exhale, slide your right arm under the left arm, opening, twisting to the left. 1 more time. Inhale, reach, twist to the right, reaching the right arm up. And then exhale, slide that right arm under the left arm. And this time we're going to stay in this thread the needle few breaths, a bit longer. If you want, you might lengthen your left arm overhead along the floor, so keeping the left hand fingers on the mat. Or the other option would be to wrap your left arm behind the pelvis, maybe taking hold of your right hip, the right thigh with the left hand. Choose the place that helps your shoulders most now. Take another breath in and out. And then bring your left hand back on the mat. As you inhale, just bring yourself onto all fours. And a couple of times, circle the weight from hands to knees, allowing those shoulders to roll, to circle. Change the direction. Circle, again from hands to knees, focusing on the shoulder joints. You might feel hip joints, spine moving as well. And then we'll go into that thread the needle on the other side. So bring yourself back to center. And on this side, we're going to leave the right hand down. Toes can be tucked under or not. And as you inhale, now reach your left arm up, twisting to the left. And you might again rotate the left shoulder. Exhale, slide left arm under the right arm. You can lean your left shoulder, the side of the head on the mat. Twisting to the right. Same again. Inhale, reaching left arm up, twisting to the left. You might look up. Exhale, sliding left arm to the right. Finding that twist, that rotation through the spine, through the shoulders. 2 more times with your in breath, reaching up. So you're also opening your chest to the left. And exhaling, sliding left arm, threading the left arm under the right, opening the chest again. You might look up here as well. And then one more time. Inhaling, reaching the left arm up, twisting to the left, rotating the left shoulder. And exhale, slide your left arm under the right arm. And now we're going to stay here a few breaths. And you have the same options for that right arm. You could reach right arm overhead. Or you could wrap your right arm behind the pelvis. Maybe take hold of your left thigh. And softening through the shoulders. Breathing down and up along the spine. Let's take one more breath here. And then exhale, bring right hand down. Inhale, lift yourself onto all fours. And maybe just rock a bit from side to side. Allow your head to move. Next, we're going to go into a low lunge. So from all fours, now step your right foot forward. So your knee is roughly on top of the heel. And then as you inhale, bring your back up. And now open arms out to the sides, rotating your palms up towards the ceiling. And take a couple of breaths here. You might very gently draw arms kind of further out to the sides and even behind you. That might give you an opening from one arm to the other. And then we go for the eagle arms. Now right leg in front. That means as we cross the arms, we're going to bring the left arm on top. You can twist the lower arms around each other. Kind of reaching palms together. And then breathing here. Soften the tops of the shoulders. You could just slightly lift your elbows up. If you want, you can release your chin down towards the chest. And now breathe into that space behind your shoulders, between the shoulder blades. Just make sure you're not tensing your neck, you're not tensing the tops of the shoulders. Take another breath in and out. And then as you exhale, release the arms. Bring both hands onto the mat. And we're going to step into a downward dog. So tuck your left foot toes under and step your both feet back. And now allow yourself to adjust where the hands are and see if you could find some rotation in the shoulders. Rotation that feels stable. Where you feel that you can engage your arms to your back. And if that means that you need to adjust where your hands are, maybe the hands need to rotate slightly out or in. Let yourself rotate. You can shake your head. Take another breath here, in and out. And then we're going to step the left foot forward. And we're going to come into that low lunge on the other side. So now left knee roughly on top of the heel, on top of the ankle. And then as you inhale, lift your back up and open arms out to the sides. And again, see if you could turn your palms up towards the ceiling so that you're looking for that external rotation in the shoulders again. And there. You could just slightly bring arms, not just out to the side, but almost trying to bring arms slightly behind you. Dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Take another breath here. And then we'll go into the eagle arms on the second side. So now we're going to cross the arms so that right arm is on top. You twist the lower arms around each other. Looking for kind of reaching palms against each other. And you can bring elbows just tiny bit higher up. Soften tops of the shoulders and maybe drop your chin towards the chest. And then breathing again towards that back space behind the shoulders, towards the shoulder blades. Softening through the neck. Take another breath in and out. And then as you exhale again, release. Bring arms down, bring hands down. And now we're going to come onto all fours and then lower all the way down onto our belly. So now bring the front of your body down. You can adjust your legs. So legs could stay roughly hip width apart. And then bring arms down next to the sides. And we're going to start to look for that rotation in our shoulders again. So let's first turn palms up towards the ceiling and really focus on letting your shoulders rotate in, almost dropping the front of the shoulders towards the mat, head and feet reaching away from each other. In the next Locust poses, you can choose to either keep your legs on the mat or you can also lift your legs off the mat. You choose. Breathe in and out. And then as you inhale, start to peel your chest, maybe legs, off the mat as well. And now looking for that external rotation in the shoulders. If it helps, you can imagine you're turning palms out to the sides, lifting fronts of the shoulders off the mat. And then as you exhale, we're going to come down. Again, rotate the shoulders inwards. And maybe palms turn back up towards the ceiling. Same again. Inhaling, peeling the chest, legs off the mat. You can turn palms out to the sides. Lift the front of the shoulders off the mat. Exhale, lowering down. And rotating the shoulders inwards. Head coming down. 2 more times. With your in-breath, peeling the chest off the mat, lifting front of the shoulders off the mat. You can turn palms to the sides. Exhaling down. Last time. Inhaling off the mat. Just hovering slightly off the mat. Opening palms out to sides. And exhale, releasing down. Take a breath or two here. Breathe down towards the belly. And then we're going to try full bow pose. So now bend your knees and see what feels good in your shoulders. You could hold the outside of your feet. Some more kind of neutral or internal rotation in the shoulders. Or if you like, you might try that external rotation in the shoulders, maybe taking hold of the inner feet. See what feels good for you. Keep reaching your head forward. And either stay down here, you don't need to lift any higher up. Or as you inhale, you could lift your chest a tiny bit off the mat and just very gently pull back with your legs. We're not trying to lift high up. More thinking of that long line from knees to the head and focusing on that opening in the chest, in the shoulder area. You might be looking down to the mat or you might be looking forward. See what feels better for you. Take another breath in and out. And then as you exhale, slowly release your chest down. Then let go of your feet. Bring your feet, your shins down. And then step hands under your shoulders. We're going to go into child's pose. So you could bring yourself onto hands and knees first. And from here, lean your pelvis down towards the feet. Knees could be wider apart or closer together.
See if you could lean your head down to the mat, or if you have a block or a pillow there, you could also bring one of them under the head. And now you can choose. Either stay here, or if you want, you could now slide your right arm under the left arm, like in that thread the needle pose, and then lean head down to the mat. So there's a bit more of a twist, and you might get a bit of a stretch on the outside of your right shoulder. Send your breaths all the way down towards the lower back. And let the exhalation soften neck, shoulders, the whole upper body. Take another breath in and out. And then if you have turned your chest to the left, we're going to go to the other side. So you could now slide your right arm back to center. And then slide your left arm under the right arm. And again, leaning head down. And breathing in and out. Allow your thighs, your belly to stay rather soft. Allow your neck to stay soft. Take another breath in and out. And then with your next couple of breaths, if you are in that twist, come back to center. Bring both hands, both arms overhead. And then bring yourself onto all fours. From all fours, walk your knees to your left side so you can sit down onto your right hip. We're going to lean onto the right side into a twist, opening the chest up towards the ceiling. And if it feels okay, let your left arm, maybe also the right arm, to open out to the side like a loose T shape, loose cactus shape. Head can turn to one side or the other. And if you need to adjust the shape of the legs, you might slide one leg over the other, maybe extend one leg if that feels better. Take a couple more breaths in and out. And then slowly from that twist, roll onto your back, knees turning up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to leave the chest open, but lower knees to the left side of the mat. So still keeping arms in that open T or cactus shape, but now twisting to the other side. Maybe this side is very different, so you might, again, take a moment to adjust the legs, maybe head turns to one side or the other. Allow the exhalations to soften the chest, the shoulders, the arms. Soften your jaw. Take another breath in and out. And then slowly roll back onto your back, releasing that twist. You can close the arms if you want. And then we're going to find Shavasana pose. If you feel that you need to move, hug the knees, anything before finding your resting pose, then let yourself take that time. And now you have an option to bring arms overhead. along the floor, along the mat. You could also leave the arms down close to the body, or you might bring hands onto the belly. And all of these different shapes might offer different opportunities for your shoulders. See where your shoulders could stay soft in this resting pose. And once you have found your Shavasana pose, bring your full awareness, attention to your breath. Just notice the rise and fall of each breath. Allowing exhalations to soften, to release effort. Also noticing, observing the rhythm in your own breath. Letting that rhythm soothe your body, soothe your mind. And for a moment, let yourself rest. There's nothing else to do, nowhere to be. Let yourself be here. Give yourself a few more breaths in your resting pose. Maybe a few slightly deeper, kind of bigger breaths, feeling the movements of each breath. And then in your own time, when you feel ready, from your back, roll down onto your side. Could be the left or the right side. And then find an easy way up into a seat, into your own final seat. Again, you might sit on a pillow, you might sit on a block if you want. And take a few breaths here, in and out. Slowly closing the practice. And if it's a part of your practice, you might bring palms together in front of the chest. And as always, most importantly, thank yourself for taking some time to practice, to breathe today. And I thank you very much for joining in. Namaste. Thank you.